while Trump is in China, I got to point out to you that we are losing the technology war to China. Americans built and invented Silicon Valley, NASA, solar panels, internet, semiconductors. China took those and scaled them up to a massive level. They have bullet trains. They built nationwide 25,000 miles of bullet trains in 15 years. Our trains are still out of the 1950s. Trump has declared that wind is bad. China leads in building solar panels for the world now and wind power all over the place. China is now also a leader in AI, battery development, clean tech. They dominate 80% of the manufacturing for solar panels out of China. So basically, what we've done is we've abandoned the ability to make things and have become pretty much a complacent backwater while the Chinese are moving forward. The EV industry, China made it lots of competition, low price, while we've been high price, few buyers, that kind of thing. So the Chinese have scaled up everything from nationwide charging stations, more advanced electrical grid, while ours is over, decades old, falling apart, not up for transmitting the huge amount of electricity we need for running our cities. The Chinese lead in robotics. If you've seen anything on TV lately, oh my God, they've got robots that can fold laundry.
And they tell me this is just a start, but what they've been able to do already is eye-opening. This is the G1 humanoid robot built by the Chinese robotics company Unitree. They have put the robot through extreme tests, walking through deep snow in northwestern China, freezing Arctic-level temperatures 53 degrees below zero. That same robot on rollerblades and on ice skates, doing flips. And look at this, 50 of those robots in unison. And their newest model just this week, the GD01, transforming from 2 to 4 legs and able to carry a human. The US is building robotics too, but by some estimates, these Chinese humanoid robots now account for nearly 80% of sales worldwide. But already the household chores, not far from us, the robot folding laundry.
Not bad, huh? All right, there you go. I mean, I can still fold faster than the robot.
And they tell us here that laundry is just the start. Unitree robots are being programmed to make beds, help clean the house, to do the dishes. The people
And do dishes and all kinds of things. Uh, our robots can't do much of anything. So basically, we're looking at a future where that we invented, but China now controls because they're graduating engineers and not a bunch of people with political science and basket weaving skills. AI, yeah, we are the leader in AI so far, but China has been better at putting it to use. They totally run factories dark because they're robots. By the way, all of our, immigration skills are now being shunted away because of Trump. So we are losing territory, losing the lead of the future. And a big part of that now is because of the policies of Donald Trump are making us a backwater has-been nation rather than the owning the future of new tech, clean tech, EVs, robotics, you name it, a modernized grid. All of those things are now, in fact, it was President Biden was the first president in decades that invested over $1 trillion in upgrading our aging, falling apart infrastructure, the rusting bridges, the old highways, you name it. Trump got in office and canceled that. He gave 1 trillion, well, actually about 3 trillion to the rich in a tax cut that will not fix one pothole or do anything to make us a leader in the high technology race that we're now in the 21st century. We've given away the lead to China. Yeah. So, hey, we've got to get in the game, and we got to do it by getting rid of the old, outdated ideas of Donald Trump and reinvest in American education, healthcare, infrastructure, uh, all the modern technology, instead of clinging to the old, dirty fossil fuels, clean tech, new nuclear, modular nukes to get carbon-free energy because the data center's increasing demand, which is why the prices are going up. So, America, we've got to get away from, this paralysis of ingenuity and vision and start copying the Chinese because they copied us and they're doing a better job. So, Donald Trump can be over there and talk about whatever he wants to, but they're clearly taking our place. They're doing the big things that Americans used to do before we became complacent, whiners, complainers, da da da, this left right bullshit all the time. Instead of, hey, how about we lead in EVs, robotics, artificial intelligence, etc., free college like they do in Europe so we can upgrade the skills to run a global high-tech economy, healthcare so that, we don't have a bunch of people dying because they can't get medical care. Europe does that all the time. Instead, what do? We waste trillions on stupid projects, ships that don't work, and, a stupid ballroom that has got nothing to do with running the country and start investing in our people, our technology, and the technologies of the 21st century instead of being this backwards, I hate windmills kind of stupid, pitiful stuff that is not making us a leader. It's putting us behind. I saw the change. I went to China in 1982. It's one of the first wave of international companies that went in. We were trying to sell pollution control equipment for coal-fired power plants they desperately needed. And I went back 30 years later. They had just gotten rid of socialism in 1982. When I went back in 2012, oh my God, it was modern cities, total different. They've continued that trend of building, building, doing, while we have not invested and just fallen into the abyss. And rather than invest in our education's gone down, our engineering skills have gone down. We got to get back on the horse, folks. All right. But right now, China is dominating, and all the war machines in the world are not going to help us in that regard. We've even almost run down our inventory of missiles on this silly Iran war that was not needed because they were no threat, according to our intelligence agencies. So, guess what? If China makes a move on Taiwan, we got a lot fewer options to stop a takeover of another democracy. So they're arrogant. They got a 5,000-year history. So, hey, their arrogance is even more than our arrogance. That, it's okay if you can justify it with actual economic power. Trump has ripped that to shreds. We got to have some new leadership, folks. AS like today. Michael Fallon, until next time.